look terrible. There were statements released last night. The WNBA, PA, the Players Union, they're crashing out. They're crashing out, and they look less and less professional by the moment. Fans are recognizing this. There are things that I just they cannot keep this from getting personal, and it's making them look worse and worse as this thing's going on.
To appear awful, statements were made public last. What if, despite the smiles, press releases, tweets, and interviews, the WNBA is secretly dismantling itself? In that case, everything you were taught about the league would be inaccurate. Whether they acknowledge it or not, Caitlin Clark is at the core of it all. There is no game at the beginning of this tale. There is silence at first. WNBA free agents have been having private conversations for weeks, not on ESPN, Instagram, group chats, agent calls, or late-night talks. Additionally, it ceases to be noise when 10 distinct free agents begin to independently say the same thing. That is a caution. They all express the same idea in various ways. No one wants to explain why the league changed, because everyone is aware of the reason. There were empty spaces in arenas prior to Caitlin Clark. There were hardly any national discussions prior to Caitlin Clark. The league was just existing, not expanding, prior to Caitlin Clark. Then she showed up. Ratings increased. In minutes, the tickets disappeared. Records were broken by merchandise. Suddenly, sponsors were concerned. Resentment, however, took the place of solidarity.
That little core, ugly fan base that we've all experienced after the Caitlin Clark boom, they care about that kind of shit. But actual sports fans don't. Not only do they not care, they don't want to hear about it. So, let's keep going here. Players care deeply about their fans, take pride in honoring that loyalty every time they take the court. The league's tactics harm current and future players and marginalize the very people.
It's exploding right now. The Players Union thought this was their chance. A new period, increased audience, increased bargaining power, and new leverage. Another belief held by the owners was that momentum could be managed. The deadline for the CBA arrived, and then went. No compromise, no agreement, and no ownership panic. At that point, everything broke. Even seasoned players were taken aback by the union's remarks. Angry, defensive, and emotional. It was described as desperate by some players. Fans recognized something right away, and some described it as shameful. The statement hardly included Caitlin Clark. Not centered, not protected, and not emphasized. The sport's primary attraction is given little consideration. That wasn't a coincidence.
Are we talking about seriousness right now? Are we talking about seriousness? You said get it together. It says take accountability, pay the players, and then have a 2026 WNBA season. Oh, man. Yo, I don't know what's going on, but this isn't it. Fam, this is the quickest I've ever seen a group of players ruin their image amongst the fans, fam. Nafisa Collier specifically.
Younger players began discreetly discussing veterans' gatekeeping prospects behind the scenes. In retaliation, veterans accused the league of utilizing fresh talent while declining to contribute to the foundation. And Caitlin Clark was doing the riskiest thing imaginable while sitting in the midst of this civil conflict. Nothing. Her camp knew something the league didn't want to confront, so there were no tweets, interviews, or impassioned statements, just distance. Caitlin Clark assumes responsibility if she speaks. The league will come to light if she remains silent. Fans were astonished when free agents started to confess.
These videos, these CBA videos, and a lot of people originally was like, oh yeah, the players ought to get paid, blah, blah, blah. Now you get in the comment section, it's like, no. I mean, people are like team owner at this point. I mean, they have made them, if it's amazing that WNBA players made themselves feel even more insufferable than prior. That's amazing to me. that that's even possible. A lot of people. Insane statement from the PA. There we go. Right there. Second comment.
Television wants to speak aloud. She is more dependent on the league than it is on her. The terror is explained by that statement alone. Owners began to resist more forcefully. Meetings concluded more quickly. The talks came to a standstill. Every day, the union's power diminished. Suddenly, even insiders were astonished by the whispers that began to circulate. What happens if she moves away? Not retirement, not giving up basketball, simply disengaging, international prospects, media power, expansion, endorsement, and worldwide branding. We can't survive a future if she's not emotionally invested, one CEO allegedly remarked in private. The stats don't lie, therefore that worry is real. One name, one style, and one presence attracted a significant portion of new followers. Additionally, supporters are devoted to persons rather than logos. Another story attempted to emerge as this pandemonium took place. The league will be led by Paige Buickers. The players themselves put an end to that. They honor Paige. She is admired by them. However, even free agents acknowledged in private that Paige is elite. Caitlyn is great. Excellence and disruption are two different things. And everything was disturbed by Caitlyn. Some gamers feel exposed because of this. Some veterans feel intimidated because of this. The union is broken as a result, because power hierarchies disintegrate when one actor alters the economy. This is the bit that no one on TV wants to mention aloud.
We're going to need Noah's Ark to survive the flood of news that's going to come in once the CBA is finished. Man, I mean, we're going to have news left and right. Y'all probably going to be tired of us YouTubers, man. When the news is getting dropped. Now, I did see something also talking about how the players are bracing for impact. They have these other gyms that they could get in and work out in because, you know, with no CBA, they can't necessarily work out in these facilities that the WNBA owns. So, yeah, man, they are preparing for the worst. But, man, they need to get this done, man. Honestly, the last thing you guys want to do is add any more negative impact to you guys.
Quietly, the league's survival plan changed. They attempted to spread attention, control storylines, balance coverage, lessen Caitlyn Clark's influence, and maintain consolidated power rather than building around her. However, admirers were able to see right through it. She is followed by attendance. She is followed by viewers. She is followed by conversation. Additionally, fans didn't hold it against her when she was omitted from important labor statements. They placed the responsibility on the league. Free agents started to publicly worry about their prospects. Contracts decrease in the absence of Caitlyn's gravity, not because of her. Visibility diminishes. Opportunities disappear. If this breaks the wrong way, there won't be money to fight over, an agent allegedly said to a player. That is the severity of the situation. This is no longer about jealousy. It's about getting by. Young players feel ignored, which irritates them. Veterans feel replaced, which frustrates them. Owners believe that time is on their side, which gives them confidence. Time, however, favors relevancy.
So people saying, well, it's been real, WNBA, I'm going to go back to watching football now. Like, I'll be back when Caitlyn plays again, or I'll be back when the Indiana Fever play because now I'm an Indiana Fever fan. There was a moment here that I think if the commissioner, if she would have been brave enough to put her foot down and be like, hey, you know what? We're leaning all the way into this. And I'm sorry if you guys are upset about it, but we're going to lean all the way in because I believe that this is going to help everyone. We're going to lean all the way in because this is a great player and she's bringing so many eyeballs to this league that we have deserved to have for many years. And now we have them. So all this other crap, cut it out. I'm going to set up this department in the WNBA. I know that a lot of you guys aren't used to having this much attention on social media.
And Caitlyn Clark is followed by significance. Silence is strong because of this. The strain increases each day that she stays silent. The contrast is more pronounced with each game she plays without becoming involved in politics. The league is unable to respond to the questions posed by fans. Why does the largest celebrity not represent negotiations? Why has the union broken up just now? Why does it seem like nobody wants to mention her name? Because everything is altered when her power is acknowledged. It compels the league to acknowledge its reliance. It compels owners to engage in sincere negotiations. It compels the union to face reality. And nobody wants that at the moment. For this reason, free agents raise their voices. This explains why leaks continue to occur. The story feels shaky because of this. Due to the player who revolutionized the game, the WNBA is at a turning point in its history. Or imagine that supporters are watching and the game has altered on its own. Not in a casual or calm manner. They are picking sides. Additionally, the league won't lose player Caitlin Clark if it makes the incorrect decision. Caitlin Clark will no longer be the magnet. There isn't a powerful enough statement to bring it back after that's gone.